Good morning. I don't think I have a mic. If you'd like to stand, we'll sing our call to worship. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. This peace I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. This love I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. This life I have, the world didn't give it to me. This life I have, the world didn't give it to me. This life I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away. No, the world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Take it away.
All right. Good morning. Wow. Excellent. A lot of energy out here. There's a little photosynthesis going on inside of us all. That's a sun joke. So, my name's Blake Ringsmith, and I'm honored to be your worship assistant today, this gorgeous day. And I'd like to welcome all those watching on our YouTube channel. Before we get into the service a little more, I have a few announcements that I'd like to share. All right, Compassionate Choices Potluck. Please join us after the service today for the Compassionate Choices Quarterly Vegan Potluck. Thank you to all those who brought food to share. Following fellowship, we will show a short video entitled For Nature, a message from Swedish environmental activist Greta Thunberg. All are well, Greta, she's out there still kicking it. That's awesome. All are welcome. The Unity Course of Miracles book study. Bob White and Lori Coburn will be leading a study group based on that book, Unity and A Course in Miracles, Understanding Their Common Path to Spiritual Awakening. The group will meet at our center on Thursday from 1 to 2. What's our center? Oh, here. The other center. Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and change that and say here. The group will meet here on Thursdays from 1 to 2:30 p.m. for 6 weeks starting June 11th, skipping the week of 4th of July. The first week we will study the foreword through chapter 1. The book is available online and a sign-up sheet is in the church hallway. We have some fundraiser ideas. Bill Dawson, do you have some fundraiser ideas you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that the fundraising team...
Can we mic you up just so everybody can hear at home and abroad and wherever?
I thought I was loud enough, but I'll do it this way. So just very briefly, as the newest member of the fundraising/finance team, we're going to be doing some things differently this year in order to try to make sure that we can meet our budget and have some fun and some excitement on the way of doing that. So number one thing, very, very happy to announce that the Scripps program, while it still exists, we are going to pre-purchase Meijer gift cards and have them available as of next week. You can pick them up. You don't even have to plan in advance, but we'll have them available. And this is a big part of our fundraising plan for this year, is to make it easier to contribute in ways where you're already doing things in the community anyways. So those will be available starting next week. Bring your checkbook or some extra cash, and one of us from the team will be available after our messages. We're also going to be introducing a restaurant or a business of the month, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in future gatherings. And there's a few other exciting things to come too, but we'll keep you in suspense. So just look out for that. We're trying to do some new things this year to make sure we can keep the roof above us, keep the doors open and closed when they need to be. And we look forward to your support and the changes we're making.
Woo, thank you. Well, that's pretty cool. Speaking of cool, Beatles Sunday is coming up on June 14th. I think Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney will be here. No, I got that wrong. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're coming to the center, which is not, is a different place than here. I think we're going to get a lot of mileage out of that. Okay. So join us Sunday, June 14th for the second annual Music Team Special, a day of Beatles music. And with our music team, you will not want to miss it. I'm certain of that. Forest bathing / meditation hike. If you were here last week and you experienced that sound bath we had at the beginning of the ceremony, that was extremely powerful. And I suspect forest bathing will be very similar, although different. We would like to organize a meditation hike, or some might call it forest bathing, which will be led by an experienced facilitator. If you are interested in participating in this event, there is a sheet in the hallway to indicate your preference regarding weekday versus weekend and time of day. Please take a minute to fill it out. If we get enough of a response, we will move forward with scheduling a date. All right, and let us now say together our statement of unity, which is on the screen together. I am open to the one presence beyond all names. I am held in infinite love that has no limits, and so it is. Amen. And now we have a congregational song. Let us now join in prayer, and then we'll move into our meditation. Father, Mother God, as we breathe in this beautiful air and enjoy the beautiful sunshine, our hearts become open wide and grateful, for we know we do indeed have everything we need to lead a joy-filled life. It is ours but to choose what to focus on. But it is all there now. And that includes this wonderful sanctuary with this wonderful church service. And we feel the vibration of love and energy. And for this we are so grateful. And together we say, Amen. Now I invite you to clear your laps. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And become centered in the divine indwelling spirit within each of us. With each deep and slow breath, we become more centered, knowing that in fact all is in divine order, knowing that our aspirations or what our ego tells us is not the truth. As we breathe deeply and slowly, we move aside that human mind and we open up to that Christ consciousness within. And with each slow breath, we feel that Christ consciousness, that divine presence emanating, becoming more powerful. Feeling that energy coming from within the soul, from within that heart space within our chest. Our heart smiles upon us as all of our human concerns fall away. And we experience the joy of life, living our divine purpose, sharing in that with those we come in contact, and especially those here together by divine appointment today. We open our hearts to the messages we receive today, both external and internal. We open our hearts to the music, to the words, letting that fuel us as we walk our path. And as we move into the silence, let that joy fill your heart and affirm for yourself your path, your actions, your intentions, and your thoughts, for they are powerful. And as we return to this space, let a smile cross your face, knowing the joy we share today. And as we move out into this gorgeous, beautiful weather we have, I invite you to let the sun shine on your face for a moment, feeling the empowerment of the sun and the love. And let that fuel you as you move through your day today and throughout the week, encouraging you to spread the Christ consciousness that is so perfectly divine and expressed through you. And while we may not be able to hold that space every moment, we know it is always there for us. And for this empowerment, and in acknowledgement of the divine within, we say thank you. And together we say, Amen. Lovely. Thank you. All right. Well, I have the pleasure and honor of introducing our speakers this morning. Our very own Jill, Maryann, and Lisa will be speaking today about their own personal stories of how they are compassionately trying to make this world a better place, and I'm certain that it will provide inspiration to all of us. And so I invite whoever's up first to come on down.
Okay. Good morning. I am Jill Zofia, and on behalf of myself and my esteemed colleagues, I want to say that we're really grateful that we get to share some information with you today. For the last several years, Unity of Traverse City has sent a group of people to the Whole Planet Forum and Spirituality Retreat each fall. I'm trying to get this closer. And the conference presenters are dedicated to positive change for the planet. They're very accessible. They're distinguished. They're authors. It's very creative and uplifting, and it creates a community that I have enjoyed for the past 3 years. And it takes place at Unity Village near Kansas City, Missouri. And how many here have been to Unity Village? Wow, that's wonderful. It's such a lovely place. There's actually pictures, I think, going up, a few of them, of Unity Village. And it's kind of like a small college campus. It's very mindfully designed. And it's very historic, and they have the Unity publishing there. Anything that you see that comes out of Unity originates there. They have chapels and meditation gardens, beautiful grounds, fountains, labyrinths. And as we prepared for this event, I thought, oh, what the heck, I signed up for this year too. I said, I think this is becoming a pilgrimage for me. I don't know, but anyway, it's a wonderful atmosphere at Unity Village, and I encourage anyone that is interested to go ahead and check that out. So one of the presenters that I've met and been in contact with each conference is Judy Carmen, and she's an author. She has a couple of books out that I've read, and this one is called Homo Ahimsa, and it means in Sanskrit, no harm to all beings. So instead of Homo sapien, her philosophy is we need to evolve to Homo Ahimsa. And let me just share something with you. This says, grab this book if you're looking for solutions during these troubled times. Everything we do now matters. We are immersed in the sixth extinction, environmental destruction, pandemics, corruption, relentless violence against animals, nature, indigenous people, and the poor. These crises are not caused by alligators, or bears, or dogs, or chickens. It doesn't say that. It is Homo sapiens alone. This is an ecological and spiritual crisis. We are being called to save the world from our old selves. It is time, and yes, there is still time. Governments and corporations won't stop the madness, but we can. We have a chance right now to transform to Homo Ahimsa. While the world's life support systems are on free fall, we are ascending in consciousness. This is our window of opportunity to create the peaceful, liberated world of peace and partnership with all life and end domination and violence. We can start today to heal the damage Homo sapiens has done. I have faith that we can do this. And so, I mean, Judy is, actually, there's a picture of her up there too. That's the one on the left, right? Yeah, exactly. Although There's a cute one on the right, too. Okay. So I was just watching the movie Nuremberg. Has anybody seen that? That was very moving. It's about the Nuremberg trials. And it was the first time that they put war criminals on trial after World War II. And one of the things in the movie that was really moving for me, of course, was their footage of when they went into the concentration camps. And they showed all the people that had been murdered, just so many people. And it was amazing. But at the same time, me, because of who I am, I thought of all the animals that are killed all the time. And I looked it up after that film, and it says that 100 billion animals are killed yearly for meat. And I thought that's not a figure that our brains can really grasp. And so I looked daily, and daily it said there were hundreds of millions killed. And so I looked at chickens. So there's little things you can hug in the audience today if you choose. I'm hugging a chicken. Chicken, because there's a lot of them killed. 2.2 million chickens killed daily. And I said, still we can't, millions are hard to fathom. So minute by minute, it's 140,000 are killed every minute. So I have to tell you, many of you know, I am personally a vegan, and that journey for me started about 16 years ago. And the thing I think that people think is that it's a sacrifice, and I will say that it wasn't for me. It wasn't a sacrifice at all. It was a change. But I felt very joyful when I made this change, and I felt very aligned with my values. And it also gave me an opportunity to be an activist 3 times a day for all the things that I believed very strongly in. Basically, the environment, the animals, my health, and also social justice. And I know we have a lot of social justice people here. So I want to read one other thing from Judy's book. It's one little couple of sentences, and it says, social justice movements can't be too cavalier in dismissing the animal rights movement, because in doing so, they're arguing that humans are inherently a superior species and thus have moral domination over the earth. That mindset actually harms the fight for racial, gender, and other social equalities. The belief that there is a hierarchy among species is directly associated with dehumanization of various groups of human beings. The belief in the hierarchy of species exacerbates racism, sexism, homophobia, et al. So I think that how do we apply our social justice beliefs to the slaughter of animals? And I have a quote by Tom Weston, I think he's a Jesuit, and he said, we do what is possible, what is practical, what is simple, and what is kind. And I will end my portion of this with an Albert Einstein quote. And Albert said, we can't solve problems using the same thinking we used when we created them. And if it was my quote, I'm sure you've heard this before, but if I were to make this quote, I would say, we can't solve problems using the same thinking or the same habits we used when we created them. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Dawson, and I'm a vegan. The reason I wanted to participate in this talk today with Maryann and Jill was to tell you the story of how a very important prayer of mine was answered. One of my favorite parts of Sunday service is when we hold hands and we sing, "Let There Be Peace on Earth." And maybe it's, my childhood love of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The little circle, I love that. And whether it's the who's or the values, "Let there be peace on earth" really speaks to me. And I've been choosing churches that sing that song for about 35 years now. And when we make a circle and hold hands, I often imagine that we're all connected. And I feel the warmth and that positive intention, and the energy flows, and it sends me on my way feeling like maybe peace really does start with me. So I pray that. I pray every day. Maybe you do too. You pray. So I developed a routine of daily prayer. I got in the habit of ending each prayer with, "Please, God, show me a path of peace. Make me an instrument of peace," or "let me be an example of peace." That was just part of my day-to-day. And I never knew what that was going to look like. Frankly, it didn't feel real. It felt like something that I just sent up there. Maybe it was supposed to look like the Who's from Whoville. I don't know, it didn't feel like it was happening. But about a year and a half ago, a conference at Unity Village was announced here, and there were 4 other women going. And as a relatively new member of the congregation, I thought, what a great way to connect with other people. And Unity Village was a beautiful place, spiritual and historical. And I'm so happy that I went. I didn't really know why I went. Maryann told me it was about animals. I like animals. So I went, even before I knew really what the conference was going to be about. It was called A World That Works for All, Whole Planet Spirituality. And I did connect with many really cool people there. And I also was shown a path of peace. Didn't expect that. I thought this talk was going to be about the intelligent, spirit-led speakers and the kind, welcoming people that I met at that conference. But really what sticks with me as I look back are the connections that I made between peace and how to make a difference in this world, about universal love. And I have struggled with that. Sometimes I saw a myriad of problems in the world, and letting go was difficult. As a parent and a teacher, I asked myself, how can I help the environment? How can I teach children how to stay healthy? What is my role? Can I even make a difference? I didn't really make the connection between what I ate and the environment before. Despite my volunteerism, despite all the information I had and shared with others, I did not know to what extent animal agriculture is responsible for our climate crisis. The keynote speaker, Silas Rao, that's not him, one more, is the author of There Is a Planet B. And he gave me hope for the first time in a very long time, just by eating plants. My food takes less water, less land, fewer fossil fuels, and lowers greenhouse gases. I'm making a huge impact on the environment by choosing what to put on my plate. And I love plants, and they're delicious. And after the service today, our monthly vegan potluck will leave you satisfied in your belly and in your soul. So please join us. Another connection came from the conference organizer, Reverend Carol Saunders. I don't think I put a picture of her up, but she welcomed all attendants, whatever level they came to us from. There were lots of omnivores there that first year, including myself, and she made it clear that people from all walks of life, rich, poor, conservative, progressive, come with all kinds of ideas about what to eat and why. I made a connection between the programming that we've all experienced that place animals in a hierarchy. If we took these little stuffed animals, we could probably put them in a hierarchy of which one is important, which one isn't. I had a breakthrough on day 2. Sorry if I cry about this, but I imagined my incredibly smart, incredibly loved, intuitive little dog experiencing fear or pain caused by a human. She was raised to trust, and we raise farm animals to trust us. And then we kill them and we eat them. Actually, we pay somebody to do that difficult job for us, because if we were in charge of doing the killing, it probably wouldn't happen. This was a very hard connection for me to make, and I still regret not having made it earlier. Finally, I want to circle back to Judy Carmen. She's a lovely woman who spoke to us about the evolution of our species. And Bill and I have had some deep conversations about this, and he knows that my instinct is that human beings are evolving spiritually. And I drew hope from this belief. Judy has thought a lot about this. She literally wrote the book. She coined the term homo ahisma to give meaning to this idea. This connection gives me great joy and great hope to think that nourishing our bodies with plants changes the way we relate to the world. It's so easy, and it answered my most frequent prayer. Thank you for listening. I wish you peace.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to share my truth, and I do so with love and an open heart. Many of you may not know that our founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, became ethical vegetarians in 1895, decades before the word vegan was even coined. They were influenced by Harry Church, a Seventh-day Adventist and the printer for their Modern Thought magazine. Harry often dined with the Fillmores and famously challenged them about their meat consumption, asking, "How can you stand to serve murdered things on your table?" The Fillmores took the challenge seriously. They stopped eating meat and refused to wear leather, fur, or animal skins. They believed it was wrong to kill or mistreat our animal brothers and sisters. For them, compassion towards animals was not simply a dietary choice. It was a spiritual practice rooted in divine oneness, universal love, and peace. They lived those values boldly. In 1906, they opened the Unity Inn, the first vegetarian restaurant in Kansas City. In 1911, they founded the Unity Pure Food Company to provide healthier plant-based alternatives, truly remarkable innovations for the early 1900s. In so many ways, the Fillmores were way ahead of their time. Charles wrote and spoke passionately for more than 40 years about the connection between our treatment of animals and our ability to grow spiritually, live ethically, and express universal love and peace. In 1921, he wrote 32 Unity Statements of Faith. Statement number 28 clearly expressed Unity's position regarding animals. He wrote, "We believe that all life is sacred and that man should not kill or be a party to the killing of animals for food. Also that cruelty, war, and wanton destruction of life, human life, will continue so long as men destroy animals." For unknown reasons, this statement of faith was removed when their eldest son, Lowell, assumed leadership of Unity School when Charles and Myrtle died. The Forgotten Teachings, which you have probably seen in our library or in the fellowship hall, is a collection of Charles' writings and teachings about our relationship to animals, and which was compiled from the archives at Unity Village by Reverend Carol Saunders, an ordained Unity and interfaith minister, the Reverend Carol who does the whole Planet Spirituality retreat. Reverend Carol told us she felt strongly guided by the spirit of the Fillmores to help revive these early Unity teachings. This booklet draws from Charles' many passionate and direct writings on the subject. I have always loved animals. My Polish grandparents had a dairy farm, and some of my happiest memories were spent there. My grandmother would catch a baby chick and place it in my hands. To feel their beating heart and hear their little chirps was pure joy to me. My grandfather would call the cows in from the pasture. He would say, "Come, boss, come, boss," and they would come running to the sound of his voice. My dad often helped with milking and would take me with him when new calves were born. I don't know how many of you have ever seen a baby calf, but they are magical little creatures. Huge brown eyes, long lashes, and velvet-like skin draped over their little bodies. They are so sweet and so vulnerable. I would get to feed them from formula from a bucket and wonder why they tried so hard to suckle my fingers and why their little faces were tear-stained. Years later, I came to understand what I did not as a child. Cows produce milk for the same reason all mammals do, because they have babies. We've been told that cows give milk like they are machines, but in truth, they make milk because they are mothers. Milk intended for their babies. In the dairy industry, calves are taken from their mothers shortly after birth, so the milk can be sold. That's what my grandfather did too. I remember hearing one cow bellowing for days after her calf was taken. She carried her child for 9 months, just like I carried my children. And she was grieving her loss, just like I would, like any mother would. Cows grieve for days, sometimes weeks, and then the cycle of impregnation, birth, and loss is repeated over and over until her body gives out and she is sent to slaughter when she's about 5 or 6 years of age, despite a natural lifespan of 20 years. I became a vegetarian at age 25, a really long time ago, but it was only 10 years ago that I fully understood the realities of the dairy industry. Like many people, I had accepted the comforting story that cows simply give us milk so we can have ice cream and cheese, and that they live happy lives. I share this story just to help illustrate how we have all been misled by industries that profit from our unawareness. My catalyst for change was our youngest daughter, Abby. While home on break from college, she announced that she had become a vegan. Since we were already vegetarians, I was puzzled and I was immediately concerned for her health. But patiently and lovingly, she answered my questions and challenged me to examine the inconsistencies between my love for animals and my continued consumption of dairy and eggs. Over time, she helped me see things I had previously avoided because they were way too painful to acknowledge. She helped me remove my blinders to the realities of animal agriculture and its impact on the environment, on animals, and human health. Most importantly, she helped me recognize that every animal product comes from a living being who values their life and freedom just as I value mine. Reading The World Peace Diet by Dr. Will Tuttle connected all the dots for me. It explored the relationship between violence toward animals and violence within human society. Tolstoy has a famous quote, "As long as there are slaughterhouses, there will be battlefields." All of it made sense, and I felt it deeply in my soul. I reap what I sow, and I can't reap joy and peace if I am contributing to cruelty and violence against any living being by consuming the products of that cruelty and violence. There is no one in my life who would knowingly harm an innocent animal. We cherish our dogs, cats, our birds, our other companion animals, as family members. We share our homes, we share our beds with them, and grieve them when they leave us. When I look into the eyes of my golden retrievers, Emmett and Reuben, I see conscious beings looking back at me. I recognize the same spark of life that exists within me, exists within them, and exists within all God's creatures. Charles Fillmore wrote, "Animals have souls they are developing, and they create a certain thought atmosphere. Let them alone. The Bible says, 'Thou shalt not kill.' It does not say, 'Thou shalt not kill man,' but 'thou shalt not kill.'" Many of history's most influential leaders and thinkers, from Leonardo da Vinci to Mahatma Gandhi, rejected violence in all its forms, recognizing that true strength lies not in domination, but in compassion. Yet we have been raised within a culture that normalizes violence against animals for food, clothing, and other purposes. It requires us to disconnect on some level from our innate compassion, the part of us that would never hurt another living being. It requires moral courage to stand against cultural norms and traditions, to challenge the narrative and prioritize ethics over momentary palate pleasure. Veganism for me is a commitment to reducing harm whenever possible and extending compassion beyond the boundaries our culture has drawn, to not only feel empathy for another, but to take action to alleviate their suffering. The change began on my plate, one choice at a time, over the last 10 years, and it has become a spiritual practice, a form of environmental stewardship, and an expression of my desire to live more gently on this earth and to love all beings more deeply. It has brought me great joy and peace. I'd like to share a prayer from a booklet that Silent Unity sent me recently. It's entitled, "For the Ones Willing to Change Things." We give thanks for the spark within us that refuses to be silenced, for the dreamers, the doers, the divine misfits who feel the pull of something. Today we answer that call. We say yes to becoming a living faith, not just believing in the possible, but embodying it. Not just trusting the light, but being it. In our words, in our prayers, in the way we rise to meet the day, we say yes to being a loving presence. Wide open, heart forward, unafraid to see things differently, we bless the rebels and the round pegs in triangular spaces, the ones who challenge the norm because they can see what others cannot yet fathom. We say yes to joyful dreaming, to painting on the invisible canvas, to dancing with ideas too beautiful to be ordinary, to believe in visions that are not yet seen. May we never shrink from the wonder we carry in our bones. May we be just wild enough, just brave enough to make a difference. We are all peacemakers. We are all light workers. We have the ability through spirit within to be the change we want to see in our world, to co-create a world of kindness, compassion, and peace, a world that works for all living beings. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Well, thank you. That was powerful. Someone took my, that's okay. All right. Now is our time of offering, the time we consider giving to our church home, a time to share our financial gifts with this ministry. As the children of a loving God, we live in the light of abundance, deeply grateful for all that has been given and all that is yet to come. We embrace the good that God provides with joy and thanksgiving. Let us say our blessing together on the screen. Together, God is the constant, unconditional, and unfailing source of good in my life. So it is.
recognize the possibilities. We will share our minds, and when day is done, we will know we've come here to be a light for justice, a light for hope and peace like the world has never known. And love, oh love, so we've come here to be. A light for freedom, a light for joy and healing like the world has never known. And love, oh love, so we've come here to be. A light for justice, a light for hope and peace like the world has never known. And love, oh love, so we've come here to be. A light for freedom, a light for joy and healing like the world has never known. And love, oh love, so we've come here to be. Oh love is who we've come here to be.
All right, well, as we bring our service to a close, I'd like to thank the music team. I'd like to thank these three wonderful women. Powerful message, indeed. And now we'll enter into our closing prayer. Father, Mother God, we have been blessed to be here today to bear witness to these truths that were spoken today bravely, to this music, to this sharing. We are so grateful. Let it be nurtured in our hearts. And let us be the change we want to see in the world. Amen. And now I invite us to form a circle around the sanctuary. and maybe we'll sing a song.
Pretty sure we can do it. Spread out a little bit. Okay. Very good. Excellent. All right. Father, Mother, we know this circle is powerful, and you hear the names and the circumstances that were spoken or just held in our hearts in silence, and we know the greatest good is coming, that it is unfolding in the perfection of the divine, whether we understand it or not. And as always, this or something better, its unfoldment will become known to us in time. And in this moment we walk in our truth, knowing that all is in divine order and there is beauty everywhere if we choose to see it. For this gift, for this time together, for the message, and for our sharing here and hereafter, we are so grateful. Let us bless these prayers with our prayer for protection together.